In a quiet Russian city, there lived a man who spent his life studying death not out of fear but fascination. He was a historian, a linguist, and a man who believed that the past never truly dies. But one day, people would discover that his connection to the past went far deeper than anyone imagined. His name was Anatoly. A brilliant linguist, fluent in many languages, with an unusual hobby, he documented forgotten cemeteries. He knew every symbol, every date, every story carved into stone. Locals often saw him walking alone among graves, taking notes, whispering as if he were talking to someone unseen. To many, he was harmless, a quiet man lost in history. But to him, the silence of the cemetery was never truly silent. Anatoly didn't see cemeteries as places of sorrow. For him, they were libraries of human stories, each stone a book of memories. He believed forgotten souls deserved remembrance, that no one should fade into dust. Over time, he began visiting the same graves again and again. He cleaned them, decorated them, left small toys or flowers. Neighbors thought it was sweet, even touching. They didn't know he was doing it for a reason no one could explain. In 2011, his secret came to light. What the police found in his apartment shocked the nation. The quiet historian had surrounded himself with what he called his friends, figures dressed like dolls, seated around his home. To outsiders, they looked like lifeless mannequins. But for Anatoly, they were something more, people whose stories he refused to let time erase. He said he wanted to give them a home, to let them feel alive again. It was his way of fighting loneliness and death itself. When the truth came out, experts called it madness. He was sent for psychiatric treatment, where he remains to this day. But some who knew him said he wasn't evil, just a man lost in his own idea of love and memory. A person who couldn't accept that the people he studied were gone forever. Maybe in his mind he believed he was helping them, giving a voice to the forgotten. When investigators entered his home, they found more than strange figures. Each of them had once been a child, a little girl whose name and date he had once seen carved into stone. It seemed he wanted to bring them back, to make them part of his world again. He dressed them, seated them at the table, spoke to them, read them stories, not out of cruelty but out of sorrow. He simply couldn't accept that these young lives had ended too soon. So the story of a quiet historian became a mystery about a man who couldn't let go of the past. His actions were unsettling, but behind them was not evil, only loneliness and despair. He wanted to preserve life where it no longer existed, and maybe that's what makes his story so haunting and so deeply tragic.